And now, Effective Communication with Phil Zeller, CEO, Dale Carnegie, Southwest Michigan.
So there I was just the other night, and I was turned on the TV. Yes, I did, and I was watching a hockey game. Have you watched hockey lately? Man, that game moves fast. And I was watching a professional hockey game, and I don't always watch hockey, but I was watching this game because I was watching the way that they were skating around the ice and what they were doing, and it was absolutely amazing. And like I said, I'm not a person who always just watches different things, like a sport like hockey, but I was watching hockey the other night because it caught my eye, and I turned on the game, and then I watched what they were doing, and it just stopped me right there in my tracks for a moment because this was a professional hockey game, and they were literally floating around on the ice and moving. It was like a ballet dance on the ice the way this game was going. I mean, it wasn't a brutal one where there were a bunch of goons attacking each other. I mean, this was just extremely fluid and fast-paced and moving, and I was blown away watching it, and it sucked me in because of how fast this game was going. And trying to follow that puck around that ice, I'm sorry. It's difficult for me, but those guys seem to do an amazing job. They know exactly where that puck is. They know exactly where it's going to be, and they're just going at it. And I think to myself in that situation, okay, well, why is this pulling me in? Well, it's no different than an effective speaker. Let's be honest. An effective speaker pulls you in because what they're doing up there looks like it's natural. It's just who they are, and they're connecting with you as a person because it's who they are. And it makes sense. I was watching a professional hockey game, and these are professional athletes playing the game of hockey, and understanding that that level, oh my gosh, they're amazing. And it made me think of, the levels of consciousness. Have you ever studied the levels of consciousness, the levels of really understanding something? And ultimately, the ultimate goal is getting to unconscious competence, where you don't even have to think about it more. It's who you are, and you don't really have to practice. It's just automatic to you. You just execute on it. Well, that's the highest level of competence, is just to be unconsciously competent, where it just happens because you've practiced it. And then it made me think, how do you get successful, whether it be in hockey or whether it be in speaking? And the key is the same. It's practice. It's practice, practice, practice. Practice doesn't make perfect. Sometimes people say practice makes perfect. I'm sorry. I've watched enough sports and I've watched enough professionals in all different realms in life. They're not perfect all the time. We all make mistakes. We all have a blunder from now and then again and always. We make mistakes, right? We're human beings. It's what keeps us real, right? But we practice. We practice and we practice and we practice till we get that level where we just unconsciously are competent at doing it. But it's the rationalization that you want to get to this level in the way that you do whatever it is that you do, and that practice is going to make permanent. So remember that. Practice makes permanent. So as you continue to practice the right things over and over again, you will get better and better and better. I know early on in my career, when I got out there and I started engaging with people, I realized I had to put myself out in front of people, and I had to do things to challenge myself to do that, because like a lot of you listen to this show, I wasn't always an extrovert. Actually, when I was young, my mother called me very shy, and I was an introverted person, and I really didn't speak a lot as a child growing up because I was so busy trying to understand everything and realize, I wasn't confident enough in who I was to put myself out there. So I always didn't put myself out there, and I held back as a child. But as I got older in life, I realized that in order to be even seen out there, to be selected, to be part of a team or a group or an organization, you have to make yourself available. And if you're not willing to put yourself out there, nobody's going to recognize you. Nobody's going to see you. So it makes with you making a conscious decision to say, you know what? If I want more to happen in my life, if I want people to listen to me, if I want people to appreciate me, if I want people to understand me, if I want to relate to people, I have to start practicing at putting myself out there. I have to start taking some calculated risk to increase my confidence to be able to relate to other people. So whether it's singing karaoke without having a beverage before you go sing, or whether it's talking to at an office meeting or talking to somebody on the phone, whatever it may be, start taking practice sessions for yourself. Start creating practice sessions for yourself. And before you know it, you do this for a few years and you get very confident and competent at what you do. And just like those professional skaters, you'll become a professional speaker who's very unconsciously competent at what you do because you've done it so many times, you've learned to trust yourself. And that's the key to becoming effective, folks, is trust yourself. You got this. Now go practice and make it happen.